Yeah, it is really, really nice. Highlander is not actually the biggest toy. I was about to say it was. That goes to the Land Cruiser. Highlander is their full-size SUV. 3-row, of course. All of the materials in here are just absolutely amazing. I mean, look how if you hear any rattling, that's the license plate because it's only held on by 2 screws. Mainly because I'm lazy and I didn't want to put the other ones in. Handling is actually really, really good. Wasn't expecting that. The V6 is an awesome motor. You know, with the license plate like that, it almost sounds like backfires. Because when you floor it, of course, the weight shifts, so the plate goes like this, then you lift off and it slams back. Of course, if you had the screws all the way tightened down, it wouldn't be doing that. But again, I just have this little thing today. I got my power drill at home, so yeah, I don't feel like undoing thousands of screws today. So even though the more I hear that, the more I wish I did tighten it. I do have heated and ventilated seats. Very, very nice.
Toyota Highlander in the XLE trim package. Under the hood here, we have a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6. It goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and then 27 on the highway, with power outputs being 295 horsepower and then 263 foot-pounds of torque. Now let's go over things on the front end of the Highlander. Got two 35mm tires on 18-inch rims in the front, also and then the trunk release, and then we'll see if it has remote start. So we just gotta hold down the lock function here. Oh, looks like it does. There you go. You can see the 3.5 liter V6 come to life. One in the rear, just this control area is gonna be a little bit different. I actually like the door handle. And also I forgot to mention, door handle on the outside, it's kind of just cool how it picks up. Obviously the lock doesn't go with it. It's always interesting. And also we got blind spot monitoring. Anyways, opening up the door fully, here is the seat in the front in all of its glory. It has that same kind of like rivet design in the center. Adjustments on the seat are gonna be in the up. We just have to put our foot on the brake, push the push start, and everything will come to life. That little graphic there is very interesting. This is the steering wheel in the Highlander. Now, in terms of all the controls on the steering wheel, we'll get into those in a second. I just want to go over the design first. Let's take this Highlander out and see how it drives. Before we set up here in the 2020 Highlander, let's quickly talk about visibility. Visibility over the hood is actually really solid. It just kind of slopes down immediately. There's visibility through the mirror, can't talk, but does have blind spot monitoring. There's your other mirror. And then here's all throughout the rear, which just like all the other Highlanders, in the past, they use a bunch of very large windows, so it's easy to see all throughout the Highlander. And we are going to set off here. And again, crossing our fingers that we have no GoPro casualties. The one that I'm actually wearing on my head was the casualty yesterday that just completely exploded once it hit the ground, and I somehow figured out how to make it work again. But anyways, initially setting off here, it's very comfortable. I had to like maneuver it through the parking lot a little bit to get to that space, and I mean, definitely drove smaller than it is. Actually setting off in the Highlander, we're going to talk about road noise and ride quality first. In terms of the noise that comes into the cabin, you hear a little bit of tire noise, but it's pretty minimal. In terms of the ride quality, it's really smooth. I mean, it's what I expected. In terms of other SUVs in this segment, this is definitely going to be on the higher end, so it's going to be smoother compared to most of its competitors. Noise-wise, it's going to be about the same. So yeah, if you're wanting something that's really smooth, then definitely go for the Highlander. Taking a few turns here, well, not really turns, kind of more big sweepers, basically. The steering is actually pretty direct. There's a little bit of play, very little though. For the most part, it's pretty direct. When I put any little input, it kind of just goes right where I put it, but it's not darty by any means, where it just kind of goes boom, boom, boom from place to place, which I understand can get kind of annoying. We're gonna get our little acceleration here. That 8-speed automatic's actually pretty quick. And the lane departure assistance keeps beeping at me because I guess I'm being a bad driver today. Anyways, yeah, acceleration on it's good. It's quick. I mean, I feel like the gear shifts are very quick for this 8-speed automatic, so Toyota's been doing a good job with that, or whoever they source it from. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a really good package, and I actually just drove the Kia Sorento yesterday, and these are super similar. They both have a ton of safety tech. Both have smaller well, not really smaller, but both have V6s, and they're both third-row SUVs. And yeah, it would be a tough choice. Toyota has definitely upped their game with this new Highlander, and I guess that leads me to summing things up. This segment right now is extremely competitive. Just third-row SUVs between that kind of like mid-30s to low 50s. There's just so many cars in that particular segment, and this 2020 Highlander is definitely one that you have to check out because it's got a ton of safety tech. It's really comfortable to drive, has adequate power, and yeah, I mean, it's just a very complete package.